Hey guys, came for 15, back at it with another video for you guys. Joined by my co-host, the Red Wolf, and we are back with another Fairy Tale 100-Year Quest anime episode review for you guys as we continue on with more Fairy Tale greatness.
Yes, we are, and boy, am I happy.
Yes, we finally find now. Obviously, we read the manga. Well, I guess you can say we read the manga.
Some of it, and for me, some of it, anyways. Yeah.
Um, this is actually a big part because we're actually now introduced to the fifth generation Dragon Slayers, Madmol and Kyria. And we definitely know what happens with Kyria later on in the series, which I can't wait.
Me too, man. Me too.
But listen, we get introduced to that. Another chill episode, up until the end. And then you kind of get some interesting suspicions about Touka.
Mhm.
So let's get into it. Last week, our Natsu and the gang returned. And essentially what happened was they ended up actually going to the city of Armina because they were looking for the water god dragon to seal his abilities, or seal him away for the 100-year quest. Now they go into this hotel, and the hotel attendant, the desk keeper, is a fish. Happy's over here drooling. He's like, oh, fish. I love that. Um, you know,
Happy. Good to see you haven't changed.
yeah, Happy has not changed. Whether it's Eden Zero or Fairy Tale, Happy is happy.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference between Happy from Fairy Tale and Happy from Eden Zero is one is an actual cat, the other one is an actual robot.
Mm-hmm. You would not have known at first glance, but yeah, he is.
I would think people who watch Fairy Tale read Eden Zero or even watched the Eden Zero anime.
I I I was not really deep into the Eden Zero lore. I wasn't sure about the concept of robots and stuff in that anime. I was not. I was completely unaware. So.
I'm just saying, the average fan, I'm not talking just about you.
Would you say I'm not an average fan?
Well, of Mashima's work.
I mean, yeah, I'm a fan of his work, but I'm not. I'm like a huge fan of his work. I'll say that much. But I was, and I was like, I heard tidbits about Eden Zero here and there, but I was not aware of the concept of stuff. Yeah.
Moving on. So we have that, but we end up finding out that he can turn into a human. And
Yes.
basically he's like, oh, it's nice to see that we got more visitors. He ends up having to go to a date with his shark girlfriend or whatever. And he's
Hmm.
like, oh, yeah, before you even go to sleep or whatever, when you get to your rooms, you can take any room you want. Just make sure you drink the potion.
Hmm.
So they go into their room and they're like, the potion. Now, the potion looks suspicious because it's like in this blue, like, scientist bottle, and it's got a freaking skull as a little freaking cork. And it's like, are you sure this is not poison? So
By the end of it, they just ended up drinking it anyway. So.
they drank it. We focus on Gray. He ends up waking up and he's under the water. He starts swimming around and he's like, what the hell's going on? And then he's like, wait, I can't breathe. But then he realizes he can breathe. And then we see all the other fairy tale characters in their bathing suits, essentially swimming around with the fishies.
Hmm.
You know, Urza is swimming with this shark she calls Sharkette, which is that desk attendant of the hotel's boyfriend or girlfriend, but
Hmm.
it's really not Sharkette. We find out later.
It's Scarlet.
So, yeah, Urza being Urza, right?
Hmm.
Anyways, we cut away from them for the time being, actually. We cut back to the Fairy Tale Guild.
Yep.
Good old fairy tale. What's going on with the fairy tale guild?
Well, you see Touka talking to the other girls about, about her abilities, and she has water type magic, like Juvia. And Juvia's in the background, like, she trying to copy me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gajo basically tells her, look, calm down. Don't get upset. We'll get her. We'll get her. But then what is the one interesting thing they see about Touka?
A tail.
And they're like, she got a tail. And even freaking Lily said he saw a tail.
Mm-hmm.
But then Levy over here, listen, Levy ain't here for the slander. She pregnant. She probably got those hormones kicking in. She's like, you're just seeing shit. You must be seeing shit. Stop. Levy is just being as cute as she can be. She's trying to calm down her man, say, you're looking into this too much, damn it. You need to be taking care of me. I got a baby on the way.
But little does she know that's his way of protecting her, to keep an eye out for any suspicious characters that might, put her in danger.
Now, we see a tail, but she quickly puts that tail away, so... Yeah, that's kind of where we're left off. Then, shockingly enough, we cut over to a group we haven't seen since the final season.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that is the Sabretooth Guild.
Sabretooth.
What is something interesting that we find out, actually?
That Angel joined Sabretooth, apparently.
Yes. Now, I don't remember at the end of the final season if they confirmed she joined, but I think this is the first time we find out she joined. But yeah, she's not in Jalal's guild anymore. But I think Jalal disbanded his guild.
Yeah. I think if we remember correctly, I'm pretty sure the king finally decided to forgive them and decide to let them live their lives the best they could.
Yeah, so she ended up joining Sabretooth Guild because we found out in the original show that Yukino and Angel, they're actually related. They're sisters. She's happy to be in Sabretooth. It's funny, again, this week has just been sister week, I guess you could say. Alia, we just got done reviewing Knuckleton. And here we go, a fairy tale. This sister, again, Angel loves her real. Even though her name's Angel, her other name is also Sorano. What do you prefer, Angel or Sorano?
Both are acceptable. Anyways.
But what is your preference?
I mean, I mainly know her as, but I want to at least try to get used to Sorano.
But you just have it to where Angel, she's just so obsessive. She loves Yukino. She's like, oh, just happy to be with my sister. Again, Angel's wearing a very revealing outfit, which I'm all for.
It's the same outfit as the last arc, actually. And would you really consider that an outfit? It's more like just
a swimsuit.
Yeah.
Or really her in her panties and her bikini. Or a top or a bra, essentially.
No comment. Anyways.
Yukino, her design is somewhat well, in terms of the closing aspect, it's different. Jalal's there. I guess he's just checking in. He says he's there to also check in on how Angel's doing and how she's got accustomed to her new guild. And then we see Sting and Rogue. Sting and Rogue return. It's nice to see Sting and Rogue again. Two very underrated characters.
Yes.
And when I first saw these characters, again, if you go back to my Grand Magic Games review, I hated these guys. And now, after the Grand Magic Games, they are few of my favorite characters in the series. Again, just a reminder, Wendy is the same age as Sting and Rogue. She would be the same height. She would basically be their age in terms of the way she would look. So she'd probably be looking like Edalus Wendy if she was not in the 7-year time skip Tenro Island bubble. I still think that's a missed opportunity. They should have just aged Wendy up. I'm just saying that because we know Mashima likes to do his fan service a lot. You could have did your fan service with Wendy by aging her up.
Now this, my friends, is copium. This
Wish
is
I
what
would like to see it.
this is what I call copium from my good friend Cameron here. He's coping. Let him cope.
Anyways, what is Jalal there to tell them?
To watch out for the woman in a certain picture that he pulls out, and this is none other than the woman on the picture is none other than Touka, who is currently in the Fairy Tale Guild.
So it seems like Gajiel and Juvia's suspicions, mostly Gajiel's suspicions, are coming true. Now obviously we know because we read the manga what is Touka's ulterior motives and why did she join the Fairy Tale Guild. We know that, and we know where that story goes, but obviously for anime only fans, where it could go, and just given this from a objective anime fan, we don't know. Who knows? Is she doing this for evil reasons, or is she doing this for certain reasons? Maybe she's just being misjudged by Jalal, because we know sometimes Jalal kind of misjudges people until he gets to know them better. Also, too, I thought a funny line was Minerva shows up and she's like, "Oh, have you taken another interest in another girl other than Urza?" And then this man Jalal is like, "No, it's not like that."
Also, I forgot. We should also mention she now has lipstick again. Yeah, Minerva has lipstick again. I thought she's gonna keep it off for the rest of the series, but no, she has it back.
Personally, I kind of like Minerva without the lipstick, but I like Minerva with the lipstick too.
Yeah, she kind of looks like a baddie. I'm not gonna lie.
Minerva has always been a baddie from the moment she appeared on the series, even when she was an actual baddie, bad chick.
I was talking about. Okay, never mind.
Minerva was one of those characters. If anybody that wants background information and they don't want to waste their time watching my reviews, I guess, but please do. I hated Minerva when she was first introduced. Yeah. I hated her. The shit she did to Lucy, and then the despicable shit she did in the Sun Village arc, and then we find out she's like a member of Tartarus until she ended up getting saved. And then in a weird way, I guess you could say it's not like Endeavor's.
Yeah, it's just it's more like a
toned down version of Endeavor.
I wouldn't say toned down. I wouldn't say it's anything like Endeavor's at all. But you can say after you get a good look at her backstory, you see this character that you once hate, but once you get a good look at her, oh, no wonder she's the way she is.
It was. And now she's literally waifu material. It does suck that she doesn't show up much in the final season.
Well,
much, and I come to think of it, most of the other outside forces of the characters.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But hopefully we see more of Sabretooth. We kind of cut away from them. Hopefully we see more Sabretooth. I know eventually they'll play a role down the road, but that's kind of where it's at. So we cut back to Fairy Tale, our Natsun group. Eventually they talk about, I think Gray brings in the mention, he's like, "Hey, so do you know where the water god dragon's at?" And all the fishes are like, "You said what now?" "Oh, you're looking for the water god dragon. Oh, you're here to..."
Yeah, that's when they suddenly go on high alert, like they're more humans trying to hunt down our water god.
Yeah, so they essentially have to swim away to get away from these fishies because these fishes are very overprotective of the water god dragon, right? So then what happens next is they kind of hide out in this one area. 1-2. Lucy gets her top taken away, so you get another fan service moment in that. She's literally using Natsu's scarf to cover her boobs. And Natsu's just looking at her, and he's like, I want my scarf back. And he literally is trying to pull that, just like, "Ninja, she needs it."
No, but then she's like, "Can't you just re-equip it with your celestial magic?" And she's like, "Oh, that's right."
She goes into her Aquarius star dress form. She still has some ability, some power left after that. So, yeah.
Mhm.
Again, this is another Nalu moment. Why she'd be using his scarf to cover her chest?
I guess that's the only thing.
I'll leave that to your own interpretation. But that just tells me this. Lucy is smitten with Natsu. And Natsu's okay with letting Lucy use his scarf.
At least for that moment until she says, I want my scarf back.
Well, even then, still. Didn't at one point in the series he gave her his scarf? Or he gave her his scarf to hold on for some reason?
I don't remember when it was, but I think I think I know. Yeah, I think she did.
Again, Mashima, stop teasing us. Just hook these two characters up, damn it! I know. Look, I know that basically all these ships are essentially confirmed. The one ship that we know that is damn not confirmed is literally Lucy and Natsu. They keep teasing us.
Unless, I'm not gonna go there just yet until the series goes even further. But I'm not gonna say it just yet.
Anyways, they're basically wondering, like, okay, they got very upset about us, about us trying to seal this water god dragon, and they're coming up with. Lucy makes the good point. She's like, okay, so exactly what does sealing the water god dragon mean? Like, is it like defeating him? Is it doing this or sealing his power away? They're basically coming up with hypotheses. They're thinking like, what does Elsaria mean by sealing their powers away? Like, Natsu over here is thinking he's like, oh, I just came here to fight, but Urza ends up telling him like, listen, I understand you want to fight, but look, maybe not everything has to be settled with this. And Natsu does the typical thing which not every fairy tale fan hates, but most people hate. He gives the whole thing, well, if they hurt my friends, I'm gonna kick their ass, essentially. It's the thing that people don't like about this series, the power of friendship.
Mm,
Okay, yeah, that's gonna make complete sense. I'm not gonna get enraged and probably at least somewhat get a little bit stronger if my friend got socked by somebody.
Those people can go kick rocks.
Anyway,
and yes, Urza also made a mention that plus that all dragons are evil. So
that's a good point. That is a good point. And all dragons are not like Acnologia. People who read this recent manga chapter, you understand what I mean by that. I'm just gonna say that out loud. Anyways, they use Gemini to turn into fishies, but their heads are still showing, but they're fishes. And
somehow it works.
It works. Yeah. So anyways, Natsu, Lucy, and Happy, they go to this cage area because Natsu smells a human. And we see one of the beauties of this series.
She's a little psycho, but I'm down for it.
Kiria. So we end up actually seeing the water god dragon. I'm just like, what the hell? We're already getting to it. Right then and there, water dragon shows up. Kiria easily breaks out of her restraints. And this is the human that they were talking about. So Gray overhears this. He swims over, right? But Kiria cuts the water god dragon down, and then she starts to eat him. And Natsu and Lucy are like, what the fudge? Now Natsu overhears that she's a dragon slayer, right? So she starts eating, she's like, yeah, this ain't him. This ain't the water god dragon. And then that's when she turns her head. She's like, actually, could you provide me with some entertainment? Lucy ends up turning them back to their regular states. Natsu starts scrapping with Kiria a bit. And we end up finding out that Kiria is a dragon slayer from a different wizard guild on this continent. She goes down the listings of the type of dragon slayers. She brings up the first generation dragon slayers, which is Natsu, Gajil, and Wendy. That's their typing. basically dragon slayers raised by dragons to learn dragon slaying magic. She then talks about second generation dragon slayers, which is basically dragon slayers with a lacrima infused in them, which that is Lox's, and I think that's Cobra's type of dragon slaying type of
I don't
magic.
remember what Cobras is actually. So,
No, I think he's second generation. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's in the comment section. I think I know for a fact Lox's has got dragon slaying magic due to a lacrima. I think Cobra's the same way as well. And then she brings up third generation dragon slaying magic. That's basically dragon slayers that have the lacrima, but also were raised by dragons, which is Sting and Rogue.
mhm.
Then she brings up fourth generation dragon slayers who were purely created just for magic alone. Now, if you're wondering, wait, we haven't seen fourth generation dragon slayers before. Yes, you have. If you watch the anime, you have. In the second movie, Dragon Cry, that's when they implemented the fourth generation dragon slayers. It took me some time to actually remember that when I was watching the episode, and I'm oh, it's those guys from them. You have to watch the second movie, Dragon Cry, to understand. But those dragon slayers are just made up of magic. And she says, well, if that's the case, then that means I'm just a fifth generation dragon slayer. So she's just making this shit off her head. Essentially, these type of dragon slayers eat dragons to gain said dragon abilities. And she has the abilities of the blade dragon.
She eats swords.
Basically, I guess you can say. Or her body is basically in the form of blades. Her attacks. So, she starts attacking Natsu. Natsu tries to use one of his fire dragon fists, but it cancels out because he's underwater. Makes sense. But then Gray gets involved and he freezes her solid. Then the fish brother's like, wait, it's you guys, you tricked me this entire time. And then he basically confirms, like, oh, that was just the messenger to the water god dragon. You're supposed to take that person to the water god dragon. Then what ends up happening?
Kyria starts breaking out the ice, like, I see, so that's a messenger. So that means since I kill him, it's only a matter of time before he comes here, huh?
Yes.
And then he breaks it like, and then she's about to attack, but then all of a sudden the water starts moving around, getting split up actually.
Whoa, you're skipping a lot.
Wait, did I? Was I skipping a lot?
Yes.
Okay, go on. You take this one then.
You sure?
I said take it.
Your favorite character is showing up, though.
Oh, yeah, Urza. And I forgot about all that. Oh my god.
How could you forget about your favorite fairy tale girl?
How can I forget about her?
Go on.
I said go on!
Anyways, okay, Urza shows up, and Kyria just gets that crazy look. She was giving crazy looks this entire episode, to the point she even does the typical... Anyways, listen, if you're a fairy tale fan and you like them thirsty chicks or them crazy chicks, Kyria is your type of woman. She sees her, she's like, sword, yes, let's go. But then,
yeah, suddenly something dives into the water also, and then suddenly it steps in front of Kyria and then takes Urza's sword like it's nothing. Urza's sword like it's nothing.
yes,
Yes.
we have another dragon slayer, and his name is called Mad Mole. And he is the armored dragon, I think. Armored dragon slayer.
Yeah, that's the armored dragon.
And basically, Mad Mole's telling Kyria that apparently there's another dragon slayer called by the name of Scullion, and he's like, Scullion's been worried about you, so because he hasn't heard anything. Anyways, he basically says we need to go meet up with him. But then that's when the water parts.
Yeah, that's when the water part starts splitting apart and the water dragon appears, but he appears to be human.
Yes, and Natsu's shocked, and that's where the episode ends off. So, That's it. We forgot to mention. I do like the opening. I do like the ending. I still got to hear more to see if I like the songs. The one thing I do like about the ending is when they focus on like Natsu and company, they have basically their fatherly or motherly figures in their life.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
obviously with Natsu, it's Igneel. What do they show with Lucy? Her dad?
Yeah, her dad. Yeah, I showed her dad.
Gray, obviously they show Silver as
And Urza, her mom, which is
Irene Belsarion,
mhm.
which I can't wait for a certain part in the story.
Hey, don't spoil it.
I know, I know. What did they show Wendy again? What is behind Wendy? Is it something to
Hmm?
do with Kate Sif?
I don't remember.
Or her Kate shelter or whatever? Her old guild?
Oh
I'm
yeah,
getting
oh yeah, the old man from the cage from yeah, from the cage shelter.
yeah. She damn, that's really it's crazy though. She doesn't really have a motherly. You'd think that would have shown like her Grandina.
Yeah, now that you mention that, yeah, but yeah, you're right.
But then again, we didn't see much of Grandina in the original series to interact with Wendy.
Yeah, at least not compared to Igneo. So,
Anyways, yeah, that's where the episode ends off. We're left off on a cliffhanger. The Water God Dragon has finally appeared. I'm actually quite shocked how fast we're kind of getting into this shit.
hmm
You know, I would think.
I'm honestly a little worried about the pacing. I'm a
Why?
little worried. I don't want it to be too rushed. That's what I'm worried about for the rest of the series.
I don't think it's rushed.
I'm I'm worried. That's all.
Well, you
I'm
know, in the manga, these events happen pretty fast.
that fast?
Yes,
I don't
early
remember.
on, that's how the series started off. They got right into things when the manga started off.
Hmm.
I was just thinking like they would maybe like the first episode would be like filler, like getting us reintroduced to the characters and everything and stuff like that. But we're getting right into it, which I'm
Yeah.
fine. I'm completely fine with. I'd rather get right into it. And remember, this isn't maybe the reason why they're doing this approach and they're not having like an episode worth of filler time is because, well, this is like a 25 seasonal anime, episode seasonal anime,
hmm
so it's clear, And then the manga is still currently going on, so, and it's pretty, where the manga's at, it's pretty far away from where this part of the story at, because we're still early game.
hmm
So, I'm not saying they're rushing, but shit, they can blow past some of these things right then and there. But with the fact that it's a 25 episode season, it makes sense why there's probably no filler episodes because it's like, well, why dedicate one filler episode to a show that we can just tell the story?
Wasn't there some filler arcs in the manga also that I'm honestly looking forward to?
Yeah, I do hope they adapt those filler chapters.
Yeah,
That would be funny.
that would be interesting to watch.
And I forgot I forgot there was just a one special ass filler chapter in the manga that I can't think of, but it was really damn good. I'm like, I need to see this shit animated.
Does it have to do with a clone of Juvia or something?
I think that's what you're talking about.
I think yeah, I know what you're thinking.
Yeah, I'm guessing they would have to adapt the filler chapters.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Please,
Uh,
please, Hiro Mashima, if you're ever watching this, I don't know if you ever are, but if you are, please adapt all you can, because oh my God, there's some of these moments that just get me so giddy while I was reading the manga.
well, the authors have no say about the anime. It's the studio, so JC staff.
You can talk to them. He can talk to them. Anyway, he can talk to them.
Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here because I'm gonna go eat my breakfast. I know, crazy, right? I'm gonna get out of
I
here.
already ate, so
Oh, ha ha ha. Well, I'm getting my breakfast now. Even though it's 11
have
something
fun.
or going on 12. Anyways, if you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts. Hit the subscribe button if you want to get more fairy tale content or any more anime content I upload to the channel. Till then, guys, stay safe out there and have a great rest of your day, night, or enjoy this video. Till then, guys, peace.
Peace.